Wouldn't you like to pause from your busy day and listen in to experts and homeschool parents like you about the beautiful world of homeschooling? This podcast is designed just for you. Each episode connects you to the best conversations that will give you courage and fill your cup so you can keep pouring into your family every single day. Introducing the Hey Mama Homeschool Show, brought to you by the Old Schoolhouse, your trusted homeschool partner for over 20 years.
Welcome to another episode of the Hey Mama Homeschool Show. I'm Steph Morrison with the Old Schoolhouse, and we are here to talk about your homeschool life. Homeschool music and drama is really something that I enjoy, but I'm not great at. So I want to encourage you as the homeschool mom or dad, just as the parent, to really take on this part of your homeschool. It's sometimes seen as a little bit, maybe not as necessary, as more like an extracurricular thing. And I really want to encourage you that it's not. It's as important for the brain as learning math, that our kids may never use some of the math they learn, but it's important for them to learn that. I tell my kids, it's a good workout for the brain. And it really is for music and drama. So I wanted to start off with this short little excerpt of an article that we had in a past issue of the Homeschool Minute. And you can get the link to that whole issue and read the whole article on this in the show notes. So homeschoolshow.com is where you'll find that. So this is an article titled Music and Education, Icing or Cake. Did you know that music is the only thing that engages every chamber of the brain? For decades, the place of music and education has been on the decline. Limited to a tiny percentage of students identified as musically inclined, it was considered an extra and not an essential. Neuroscience is documenting how wrong this concept is. We are learning that all children have music inside, and when taught in a positive, interactive, and a dynamic environment, can access the enormous benefits that music provides. So, in this episode, I'm going to share a little bit about approaches to music and drama with your family, whether you've got one child or have been blessed with many. You almost got your own orchestra. That you can really make music and drama happen while just within your family, and also approaches to music and drama with your community. So reaching out, whether that's in your homeschool group, in your church, there's so many ways to get your whole family, but especially your kids, involved in music and drama. And then I also have, or I should say, in addition, I have an interview that you're going to hear from Phil from BCM International, who has lots of training, and they train specifically to be able to engage children, and really they're BCM standing for Bible Centered Ministries. So really about Bible curriculum, but really in with that is a lot about music and drama, because if you haven't noticed, God created us to be really musically inclined. Every one of us is musically inclined. He wrote it so much in the Bible. We've got all those psalms for as songs, and we want to be able to express what God has given us in every way, and music and drama is definitely one of those ways. So looking at a few of those approaches to music and drama with your family, it's just one of the big reasons for that is that you get to explore and discover God-given personal gifts. And if you don't explore different kinds of music, if you don't expose your kids and even yourself to different kinds of music, you may not even know how much you love some of that stuff, and actually how much that is just right for you or one of your kids. So there is a one-on-one that you can do that with your kids. We're doing a music theory chorus. There's music theory 1 and music theory 2. We're doing that through schoolhouseteachers.com. We all get a good understanding of the theory of music so that we can then apply that to the instruments we're learning. And for the boys, they're learning a bit of guitar, but they have dabbled in a few things over the years, doing piano and what do we have before? Drums in the house. And so the guitar, of course, the recorder. perfect way to just start getting used to music, really easy lessons. Playing a recorder, a really easy way and cheap way to get just a little bit of music training and have your children get used to an instrument. So the goal isn't to master an instrument, though. It isn't whether your kids are really musically inclined, as you say, if they seem to really just pick up playing an instrument or singing. I kind of like to think of those vocal cords as an instrument as well. It's really to explore musical expression, just a way to express yourselves. It can be the kind of music to listen to, or it can be what our kids are playing. So express themselves in verbal and nonverbal ways. They can appreciate diverse perspectives, the openness and flexibility in thinking. They can develop a high level of self-awareness and self-confidence, and also develop a rich and healthy sense of beauty and imagination. And that, I really believe that's coming through in ways in drama, in acting out things, in sort of being a little bit different than what you are naturally, right? So acting, playing a role, sometimes it's just doing skits. It doesn't have to be like a whole play, right? Drama is so much more than just being an actor in a play. So look at that within your family and the ways that you can bring music and drama and all those benefits you get from it. So approaches to music and drama with your community. So this is the opportunity for you to gather with other homeschool families for music and drama. So I have done this a couple times in the past, just part of a homeschool co-op that we did drama, and it is actually really good to be able to include in a co-op, because when you're getting more people together, of course, that drama stuff is really fun to do with more people. Can totally be done just with your family, with your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. But once you get together with bigger groups, now you're open to do bigger things. So you can do that in a way where you can just volunteer and lead a music and drama group or club in your church. And I want to just go to the interview I had with Phil. And he's going to show you a few things that they have within their organization to equip you as a parent and as a community leader. Okay, Phil, so give us a bit of an inside look at what goes on at BCM International Canada.
Okay, well, thank you, Stephanie. Well, we've been around quite a while as a mission, and the focus is really children. In fact, we have a little phrase we use: reaching children, serving the church and families. And so in a variety of ways, we endeavor to assist the church as they reach out to their children, their community, and then also to be able to equip parents to work with their own children, or perhaps within the confines of a church. They might be able to serve that way as well. And then reaching children ourselves, we have two summer residential camps that we operate. So we work directly with children, and some of our missionaries are involved in after-school Bible clubs. So we work bothly directly with children, with the local church, and then also with families, to give children the opportunity to hear the gospel and then respond.
That's great. Yes, when I looked through your website, you had so much going on there in both ways. So whether you're listening as a homeschool parent, which most of our listeners are, but also as somebody that's part of a church, you're going to find lots from BCM that will help you out. So tell us, what can parents get from BCM in the way of training? I found that very interesting on your site, the training you provided.
Yeah, that is probably one of our major emphases is training. During COVID, we actually moved from in-person to online, and we've kept the online training. But we will come to a local church, or to I have also visited a homeschooler group, and we will focus on a topic of their choice to just present training. We have some formal training that we do. The major one is called ISMT, In Step with the Master Teacher. And it is a full course of 22 hours that would take someone that has never taught a lesson in Sunday school to anybody, right through to being equipped to being able to do that. And in the middle, you begin to understand children, how they learn, how we need to work with them, and so on. And then and we'll do custom training. There may be a church group of volunteers that say, we're struggling in this area. And so we will either have already a workshop ready for that, or we will put one together to fill that need. And so our goal is to scratch where it itches, I guess, is the best way to say it, in the local church, but also in families. Our own church has a midweek children's program, and last year we were chatting with a parent who was having some real difficulty getting they were homeschooling their child to settle down. And so we had some conversation with her and just understood a little bit. And we were able to give her some suggestions as to how she might work with her son to accomplish it. And one of the things she was trying to do was she would give him a very broad task, and he couldn't handle that. So we suggested put it into smaller chunks. So, and it's just our experience as parents, as workers, that we're able to help parents working with their children, but also those who volunteer in local churches as they work with within their children's ministry.
Looking at that, so our topic in this episode is a lot about teaching our kids music and drama. And BCM, actually, in addition to just training you have in general working with children, you do have some specific things in music and drama. And so you can share about any of them, but the one I thought was really interesting was your Bible clubs. So there's also a Zoom Bible club, so that can be joined by anybody, I guess, worldwide. But tell us a little bit about what those Bible clubs are, because I think those are awesome, not only to do within your family, that could be done, especially depending how many kids you have, but drama in bigger groups is of course the ideal once you get a few different families and a few different kids together, as well as church ministry. Putting music and drama in there is just a good regular thing. Absolutely.
Well, actually, the whole concept of Bible clubs is the foundation of BCM, Bible Centered Ministries. We had a missionary that was in the Philippines, came to the United States for health reasons, and she began to teach at Philadelphia College of the Bible. This goes back to the early 50s, I guess, late 40s, early 50s, when she returned. And she was teaching in the school. And she would tell the students about what she did in the Philippines, is where she ministered. And she told them about the clubs that she would have each week in a different location. So 5 days a week, she would go to a different spot and they would have a Bible club. Well, the students said, Ms. Traber, why can't we do that here in Philadelphia? So the Bible club movement at that time was born. And so they developed in-home Bible clubs at that time. And she put together training. And she was actually the founder of BCM. And she put together training, trained all her students, and they went out and they began to do Bible clubs in homes. They would find someone who was interested in it, and they would open their home up, and they would go out and invite the kids to come. Well, it progressed to the point where it started to be after-school Bible clubs in the schools. And that's really was the foundation for Canada. We had a number of missionaries who did after-school Bible clubs with, not after school at that time. They would start when the opening bell, and they would go class to class to class to class and do Bible teaching. When I was a kid, we'd get a pastor in once a week. That then in our case, the Ontario Ministry of Education decided, no, you can no longer take class time for Bible clubs. So then we had after school Bible clubs develop. And so right after the closing bell, our missionaries will have a Bible club, and they'll invite kids to come in, and they will do a variety of things. Do a lot of singing. Kids love to sing, and so they'll teach them choruses and songs, all kinds of things. They will use drama. They will use puppets. Anything that the kids go to catch their imagination. And we've done that for years. That's sort of our foundation in a sense. Then what happened was COVID. Well, one of our missionaries, who is extremely technologically gifted, decided that she could do online Bible clubs. So she put out the word that she was going to do an online Bible club, and she was overwhelmed with the kids that signed in. And so she would record herself and record the lesson. She would do some acting in it, would use, puppets and talk to the puppet and so on and that kind of thing. She would lead the kids in singing. So she would sing the song first and then invite the kids to join in. So it really became a variety of things. And all of those things can be transferred into a Sunday school setting. Yeah. You can use drama with the kids, Bible stories, put them to drama. It catches the kids' attention and they remember it. One of the things I mentioned this earlier was the paralytic. And you could do that by drama, the four letting their friend down through a roof and all of that thing. It becomes attractive to the kids. It's something they've never come across. Singing is in a sense a lost art in Sunday school now, but the kids love to sing. And so in our resource center, we have a number of songs, visual songs that can be used with the kids, and they love to take the book and turn the pages as the kids sing. We do what we call an E2 conference, which is the Children's Ministry Training Conference. So we have a missionary who will come in and do workshops just on using drama with children. And leaders go away saying, okay, this is going to work with the kids. And so that's sort of the quick summary of how we use drama. And at our camps, we have 2 residential camps in the summer, and drama is used there. And of course, singing is part of camp, but getting the kids to act out the stories. It really cements the story into their minds when they are actually part of it. And it could be done as a homeschooler group. You bring a group together. We have our camp in Nova Scotia every Tuesday, every first and third Tuesday, they have elementary homeschoolers come in. And on the second and fourth, they have high schoolers come in. And they're there for a day. And they always have they put on a program for them so the parents can go about their business. So and part of it is drama, a lot of it's singing, crafts, and all that kind of thing. So we sort of fit ourselves to what is needed.
Yeah. And I think for any homeschool group, so as homeschoolers are gathering, and if you're part of a group, it's great to be able to add something, whether it be drama or music, just because, as you said, Phil, it's just the way to engage kids more. I know in lots of your training, you probably there's lots of different ways to engage kids. It doesn't have to be all about music and drama, but I think that's such an icebreaker almost for every kind of gathering. Certainly music is very popular when we think of going to church. Right? Like it would be odd to have a church service without music.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Like it's just instrumental. And I really believe the way God created us, as far as to be like expressive that way, expressing ourselves in music, it's all through the Bible. We've got, 150 songs, right?
Absolutely.
That are really all created for that music aspect that's created in us. So it's good that we get to explore and that we have so many options, especially like what you're offering at BCM. So the last thing we want to highlight from your organization is your store, because you have some great things in there. Feel free to talk about anything that might be appealing to homeschoolers. But I really like that one that was like a series of, sorry, we did just talk about it before we recorded, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So go ahead and share what you have in your store that are.
Yeah, as I said, our purpose is to reach children, but serve the church and family. So I don't know about where all of your listeners will be, but here in the Golden Horseshoe, around Lake Ontario and so on, over the past few years, bookstore after bookstore after bookstore closed down. And now we only have one in our immediate area, and that's in St. Catharines, which is 45 minutes away from us. Well, they're all closed down. Even a major distributor in Paris, Ontario, has closed its doors. So we can't fill the bookstore void, but what we do have here are resources specifically designed for parents. as not only for themselves, as they would be working with their children. We have books such as Spiritual Parenting by Michelle Anthony, and it talks how do we as parents help our children develop spiritually. Parenting books by the National Center for Biblical Parenting in New Jersey in the States. We have books by Kathy Cook, who is in Texas, does a lot of homeschooler and Christian schooler conferences and so on, that helps parents to understand their child and be able to effectively teach them. But then we do have, in the series that you referred to, it's called Family Time. And it's a series of books that families can use in a variety of different ways. They could gather around a table. It's not just let's have a good time. It's what can we learn while we have a good time.
Yeah, that's great. You have so much on your website, and I think it's going to be a great thing to check out. We're going to have your website on our show notes, so you can go to homeschoolshow.com and you can get the direct link there. But just so we have it in the episode recording here, it's pretty easy. So it's BCM INTL, so that's that short form for international. So BCMINTL.ca, and you go see BCM and all they have to offer there.
And we have put together a booklet ourselves on how to do a Bible club. So if there's a family out there or a couple of families that would like to reach out to their community, the Bible club, get in touch with us. We'll give you the step-by-step how-tos.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much, Phil, for your time.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Be sure to go and check the show notes at homeschoolshow.com. You'll see the links there to BCM International, and you'll also see any of the links I mentioned here. But you are also going to get resources from all across the company. So we have a lot of different areas where we just love serving homeschool families, and we have lots about music and drama. So you're going to find so much more than I've even given you in this episode in the show notes. And I also want to share with you a little bit of what's going on across the old Schoolhouse. So we have our Fresh Start, Buy One, Get One, our BOGO sale at Schoolhouse Teachers. If you are not already a member, you should check that out, especially if you're just feeling like you need a little something different for curriculum. Schoolhouse Teachers is a full curriculum site doing kindergarten, well, even preschool actually, right to the end of high school, and lots of resources and little courses, books, and stuff for parents too. There is so much more than just a curriculum. It is actually a lovely community to be part of. So to go check that out and get in on this great sale. You can have a full year of Schoolhouse Teachers for free when you buy 1 year. So with the current BOGO offer, this means that all of your curriculum for every student in the family, so there's no limits, as many kids as you want, getting content, getting the courses from that site. It doesn't matter how many kids you have because it's a family membership. You get it all, 400 plus homeschool courses, all housed online. Print them off or download them as needed. Tests, quizzes, answer keys, lessons plans, certificates of achievement, and live support. The BOGO ends January 12th. And one of the great reasons to be part of schoolhouseteachers.com, the 2024 Talent Showcase is underway starting today, January 8th, and goes till February 9th. Showcase your talent with us in schoolhouseteachers.com. We know homeschoolers have unique talents, so now is the time to share them with the homeschooling community. Schoolhouseteachers.com members can submit entries between January 8th and February 9th, 2024. And qualified participants will receive recognition for their talent and be showcased on the schoolhouseteachers.com platform in March of 2024. Thank you all for listening, and I just want to close this off in prayer. Dear Lord, I just thank you for the opportunity for all of us to educate our kids, to just raise them up in the way that they should go. Help us and lead us, guide us to the right resources, guide us to the right people. And God, you are just worthy of our praise and honor, and we thank you and worship you for just making us the creative beings that you have. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.